The family of Zambia's former President Edgar Lungu says he will be buried in South Africa in a private ceremony following a row with the government over the funeral arrangements. Late on Thursday, President Hakainde Hichilema cut short a period of national mourning after Lungu's family refused to allow his body to be repatriated from South Africa as planned. His funeral had been set for Sunday in Zambia's capital, Lusaka. The family now says it will announce later when Lungu will be buried in Johannesburg in dignity and peace. It will be the first time a former head of state of another country is buried in South Africa. In his will, Lungu said that Hichilema, his longtime rival, should not attend his funeral. The government and his family later agreed he would have a state funeral before relations broke down over the precise arrangements. We wish to announce that the funeral and burial of our beloved Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu will take place here in South Africa, in accordance with the family's wishes for a private ceremony, family spokesperson Makibi Zulu said in a statement. Mr. Zulu thanked the South African government for non-interference and honoring the family's decision and desire during this deeply emotional period. In his address on Thursday, President Hichilema said that Lungu, as a former president, belongs to the nation of Zambia, and his body should therefore be buried in Zambia with full honors and not in any other nation. However, because of the row, he announced an immediate end to the mourning period, saying the country needed to resume normal life. The government has done everything possible to engage with the family of our departed sixth president, he said. The national mourning period initially ran from 8 to June 14th, but was later extended until June 23rd, with flags flying at half-mast and radio stations playing solemn music. President Hichilema and senior officials had been prepared to receive Lungu's coffin with full military honors on Wednesday. However, Lungu's family blocked the repatriation of his remains at the last minute, saying the government had reneged on its agreement over the funeral plans. The Opposition Patriotic Front, PF, the party Lungu led until his death, has stood with the family over the funeral plans. The government has turned a solemn occasion into a political game, said PF acting president Given Labinda. This is not how we treat a former head of state. Civil society groups have called for an urgent resolution of the matter, with a section of religious leaders saying the standoff was hurting the dignity of our country. We appeal for humility, dialogue, and a resolution that honors the memory of the former president while keeping the nation united, said Emmanuel Chikoya, head of the Council of Churches in Zambia. Lungu, who led Zambia from 2015 to 2021, died earlier this month in South Africa, where he was receiving treatment for an undisclosed illness. After 6 years as head of state, Lungu lost the 2021 election to Hichilema by a large margin. He stepped back from politics, but later returned to the fray. He had ambitions to vie for the presidency again, but at the end of last year the Constitutional Court barred him from running, ruling that he had already served the maximum 2 terms allowed by law. Despite his disqualification from the presidential election, he remained hugely influential in Zambian politics and did not hold back in his criticism of his successor.